Mic check, check.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Check, check, check.
I'm here. Leesan is here. All right, I'm going to go a little to the side.
Oh, they can definitely hear us on Facebook. Yeah, you can hear us on Facebook through the timer. Hello, everybody. We're getting there.
We're getting there. Hang in there. All right, let's do the intro.
What's going on, everybody? How we doing? How are you guys this evening? We're back, episode 2 of Make the Right Play, live here in Pensacola. We're here. We got the coach over here to my left. We're ready to go. We got your Bowie behind the camera, working everything for us, helping us out. We were having a little bit of technical difficulties with the stream setup or whatever, but we're here. We're ready to go. We're ready to bring it to you live. We got a great show for you guys today. Coach, what's going on? How are you? It's been a long week.
I got to tell you, it's been a little bit tough because, you know, I'm 50 years old now, so I'm getting a little older. So I'm kind of going through it, you know what I mean? Because, like, you get, like, these little change of life cycles that happen.
Oh, change of life.
Yeah, you know, so I'm going through it a little bit, but I'm persevering.
Persevering, not persevering. We're already off to a hot start here. Getting the words.
We're talking about hot flashes.
Yeah, talking about hot. Oh, man. So, you know, it's been a long week. I mean, you had a crazy day today.
Oh my gosh, I had meetings starting at 9:30 this morning and just kept going, and then like we just came running.
I know. I
showed
showed up back at home after work, and you were still in the same outfit as before. You were like, oh my god, like, yeah. Oh my goodness. No, it's really so. I don't even know where to begin because you know so much has happened over the last week. It's been so great. We really appreciate the amount of feedback that we've gotten. You know, people have reached out. They said that they love the show. So we love you guys. We appreciate you guys tuning in. So first and foremost, I just want to start off by saying thank you guys for making episode 1 such a success and you know, interacting with us. And thank you to those who didn't like episode 1 as well. Those the people on TikTok giving it to us a little bit. Listen, we love you too. Every view is a good view, right?
Absolutely.
Got to be happy with that. We really appreciate you guys giving us love and hate, whether you like us or not. But I mean, there's so much to get to, and we have our sheet here, and I'm trying to figure out where I even want to begin. And I mean, obviously the DNC is going on, right? So I think that's one of the number one things.
The Demonic National Convention?
Yeah.
The Demonic National Convention? I mean, let's be honest.
Oh, here we go. All right, right off the rip. Here we go.
No, wait, I'm sorry. I have a lot to say
right
about
off the
this.
rip. Let's go. Let's get fired up.
Human sacrifice for free at the Demonic National Convention?
For free.
I mean, they literally have abortion bus, okay? But I call it human sacrifice.
Vasectomy bus, too.
Listen, you know what? Looking at the men over there, they could all use a vasectomy. I don't know if we want those men at the DNC.
I mean, honestly, it was
However, I mean, are they hoping that the more babies they kill, the more happier the devil will be, and maybe they'll win this election? I mean, give me a break. It's literally human sacrifice. It might as well be on the top of the Mayan temple, where they're just chopping off heads the way that they're killing those babies. They literally have a bus going around giving out free abortions. It's disgusting. I'm sorry, but it's disgusting. You're nasty, DNC, Demonic National Convention. You're nasty. I just had to get that off my chest.
I can tell you've been holding that in for quite a bit.
Oh my gosh, I have been furious about it. Furious. That's human sacrifice.
And just to be clear, she hasn't done that until today. Like this is the first break of like what's going on here. Like she's fired up.
Because it's been bothering me.
Yeah.
It really does bother me.
Yeah.
And you know what? I wish that Generation Z, right? Isn't that the generation?
Generation Z,
I wish that they would go to these old bags who can't have babies anymore but continue to push abortion like they're worried about getting pregnant. They can't even get pregnant. Why are they always pushing abortion? Anyway, I wish that Gen Z would go up to these old bags and say, listen, we're not in the 80s anymore. This is not 1980.
Right.
This is not 1950. We can figure it out not to get pregnant. They even have vending machines in some colleges where you can go get the morning after pill, okay?
They do.
That is not our biggest concern.
That is true.
Our biggest concern of Generation Z is home ownership. I talk to young people, they feel like they're never going to be able to buy a home. Right?
It is
home ownership.
Worrisome.
The economy sucks. These people are suffering. The young generation has so little hope. And then we have to hear the people in charge tell us how we keep putting them in charge, we'll have hope. You're already in charge. Do something about it.
Well, I mean, and that's one of the biggest things. I talked to Gabe this morning, right? And Gabe it's good to get, opinions from the other side of the aisle, because Gabe is as far as you can go on the other side of the aisle. And, so you get to talk to him, and even he is like, they go out and they give these speeches like they're saying what they're going to do, right? If you elect us, what we're going to do, what we're going to do. Listen, you've been in charge now for 3.5 years. You've had, we had a great clip from CNN, which we're going to show you guys in a second, but you've been in charge for 12 out of the last 16 years.
Right, exactly.
12 out of the last 16 years you've been in charge.
They didn't even let Trump do anything that he wanted to do
because
half the
there was
time
the divided
because
house.
it was Russian collusion.
Yeah, and he was fighting that problem off.
Yeah. So, let's be honest here. You guys have been in charge for a long time.
For a long time.
How could you feed us, send a message of hope when you're the ones who are in charge? Hope is for something new, not the same old
And let me
BS.
tell you, Reagan said it best. When you're having to look for hope from the government, you have a big problem.
Hope comes from God.
He said it. When you have to look to the government for hope, you have an issue. There's a problem there. There's a problem there. So let's go to that clip real quick, because I want to. And this is from CNN. So this is from the other side of the aisle. This isn't like they're showing a Newsmax, Greg Kelly, or a Fox News. This is your network, Democrats. This is your network. So let's go to CNN. Let's go to that clip. You buoy.
All these speeches, as good as they
let's
were,
go to this one real quick.
Is that she's in the White House right now. Democrats have controlled the White House for 12 of the last 16 years. And for all of the talk about division and the problems in the country and people are hurting, Democrats have mostly controlled this country.
Yeah, I know. He's not a great looking guy.
Trump had it for 4. The Obamas and Biden had it for the rest of the time. And somehow, it's still all Trump's fault, and somehow she hasn't been at the center of it. So to me, that's still the glaring hole in this campaign that hasn't yet been solved at the convention.
You look at them and they
how do you explain all of the problems that will be solved by the person who is currently in there for the last 3.5 years, who is supposed to already be working on solving it?
She wants to have a heart attack.
All these speeches,
right
as good as they were, is that
like she is ready? She's right there, and that's the thing. That's the problem. Is you have been running the show for a long time. For a long time, since 2008. We're in 2024. You've been running the show for a very long time. So you come out and you give this crap about how, the 4 years of Trump was the big division point. And it's like, you've been dividing the country now for 12 out of the last 16 years. You've been in charge. You've been running the show. So don't give me the song and dance that the 4 years of Trump is what is the root of the problem, when you've been running the show since Bush Jr.
Listen, their policies are a disaster. You go to any blue state or blue city, they're all suffering.
They're all suffering.
They're all a dump. They're all a dump.
Big time. And it's a clear, noticeable difference. Clear difference.
So the thing is that their policies are failing. And when Obama was like, they call it the Affordable Care Act, not Obamacare anymore, I'm dying laughing because I'm saying you guys tried to repackage it to the Affordable Care Act because you felt it was insulting when it was called Obamacare. And not for nothing, but I know a lot of people are suffering paying for their health insurance. It has not gotten easier.
I was just about to say, one of the funniest parts, I thought, last night, especially, and we're going to get to Biden too, because that was just a mess.
Oh my God.
But last night, Obama spoke. And both Obamas spoke, Michelle and Barack. And one of the things that I laughed so much about in Barack's speech, specifically, figure it out, was that he was speaking as if the country has never been in a better situation than it is today. And that's one of the, it's, you know, you're talking about all these things that you need to change, right? To benefit others.
Yeah.
But then your savior, right? He comes out to thunderous applause like he's the savior of the people, Barack Obama. And he gives the speech as if the country has never been better, which, funny enough, he talks about how all these jobs that Biden's added. And then it comes out today that almost 1 million jobs were made up. That weren't even there.
They lie all the time.
They weren't even there.
Listen.
That the Department of Labor is like, where are these jobs you told us that you created? Almost 1,818,000. That's a lot of jobs. That's a lot of jobs that magically disappeared.
People have to be awake. I mean, people have to be looking around and seeing the truth of what's really going on.
But you know what it is? They're not awake. And that is the biggest problem. That is the biggest issue, is that they're not. They believe that things have never been better.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people know that things aren't great. That's why they got rid of Joe Biden.
A lot of people, no, but Joe Biden was a sacrificial lamb.
Listen.
They sacrificed him. There has never been, when have you remembered, in all of your years, when have you remembered a presidential debate in June of the election year?
Never.
Ever.
Never.
It has always been after the convention. Always. They made that debate because they knew that Biden wasn't the guy. And Biden didn't want to turn it over. And there was turmoil. He didn't want to give it up. He said, in fact, a month ago, he said, God will have to make me give up my spot.
Well, listen, Carlos. Biden was a disaster, and the media lied about it. They lied about it for years. He was the hologram in the basement during the campaign in 2020. Yeah. You never even saw him. Then they hit him most of the time because obviously there's something wrong with his brain. Okay? So finally, they get Biden off the ticket, and they bring in the person that they've insulted for years, saying that she was the most worthless vice president, the border czar, who really caused the biggest problem with all the massive illegal immigrants coming into the country that people weren't ready for. So, I mean, all I could say is that watching Joe Biden talk on Monday when they finally let him on the TV at like 11:30 at night,
when everybody's asleep.
It was like watching a funeral. I'm watching it, and I'm just
like,
rest in peace, Joe Biden. After this, rest in peace, Joe Biden. It's like they put him on an igloo and they just shipped him off.
And we're going to show you guys. Let's go Exhibit A here of why they were like, you're done. You're done, Joe. Let's take a look. I think it's video 2, right? You got there? You think so?
Or
no,
4.
that's video 4 maybe. Let's try 4. Because you guys, obviously you've seen all of the clips, but we got to show you this one. Yeah,
not without electrical, not allowed, not without electoral.
That's what that was. I mean, listen, it was quite the scene at night 1 at DNC. I mean, and talk about people being, hypocritical and a hypocrisy of the Democrats, and this is, they wheel this guy out, and I know we didn't want to show the clip because I'm like, let's not show we don't want to have that problem.
Yes,
but they roll this guy out, and he's what's the right word? Special needs, right? Special needs challenge. I forget the gentleman's name, but he gets wheeled out there, and he's a veggie, right? Like he can't talk.
I can't.
He can't talk. That's he clearly there's a lack of function there. So he's making noises into the mic, and this woman who's with him is saying that he is saying through his mumbles, Joe Biden is one of the best people that I've ever met in my life. I met him in 2008 on the first Obama campaign. And she's saying all these things that apparently he's saying through his thing. And I'm talking to Gabe about it earlier. And Gabe's like, that's like just Exhibit A. It's like you could they could change whatever you say to fit whatever narrative. And they could say nothing. There could be no words coming out.
That's what the media has been doing for years.
It could just be noise.
They have been doing it for years.
Joe Biden is wonderful. Listen, I love Joe Biden so much. That's what it was.
But let's hope and pray that people are starting to wake up and they're starting to see the reality of the situation. That their health care does cost a lot.
I don't know.
That they are having trouble buying a house. That things aren't great. And that you don't get hope from the government, you get it from Jesus Christ. Okay? Let's be honest. We need to start turning back to God in this country. You could not go and get your hope from the government. Okay? Just read history. Read history.
Yeah.
You get your hope from God. That's the person that's going to help you.
It's true.
And we need people to wake up in this country. And hopefully watching the DNC, they'll see what hypocrites they are. I mean, I don't even know if it's DMC or if it's MTV Music Live. I swear, did you see what they were doing with delegates?
That was some party.
Like,
it was bumping.
From California.
It was bumping.
Kamala is awesome. Yeah. And they're all dancing. And I'm like, well, is this the club? Is this the club that we all can't afford to go to? Because let me tell you something. That
everybody
was not
knows it is,
like
yeah.
a normal convention. It's like they're trying to wrap everything up. And let's be honest, a lot of the people who are sitting there do not look like they were the coolest people in high school, I'm just going to say.
Wow, hey.
I'm just saying they're not the cool kids that are hanging out at the DNC.
Yeah, not the people that were going to the parties back then.
Look, I gotta tell you, those men are the biggest pussies I have ever seen.
Wow.
My gosh. I mean, that's why they're giving out free vasectomies.
Well, please, I mean, they probably don't even need the vasectomy. They go there. Their balls are already off.
Oh my gosh, how about when they talk?
They don't have anything. They don't have anything to cut because they already got it cut off.
They're like the biggest wimps. They're like, oh, and the only person more excited or who thinks that Kamala's the lucky one for marrying me and that was her husband.
Oh my gosh!
Wait
how
until
about
the
Tim?
world talks, Maron. It's
Tim yesterday just running on the stage.
Jazz
hands, like skipping, literally skipping, like he was playing.
But the way they talk are like such pussies. I mean, let's be honest. I have a lot of gay friends, and they don't sound like pussies. Okay, those men, it's like somebody has them by the balls all the time. Mm-hmm. Seriously.
Well, they don't have balls.
Probably.
They took them off in the vasectomy.
What the heck happened? I mean, they are really complete dorks.
It's like a bunch of Maxes running out there. Imagine you have a little bunch of little white Maxes running out.
No, don't diss my dog.
Listen,
my daughter's dog. But
our daughter's dog
I gotta
now.
tell you something. The DNC is such an embarrassment. The people with the green hair, the purple hair.
It really interests me too.
They look like slobs, half of them. I'm just like, not
I find
cool.
it out of all of the issues pressing the country,
Mm-hmm.
all of the the things that are going on, and even foreign, like everybody loves to talk about Ukraine. Everybody loves to talk about Ukraine. Everybody loves to talk about Palestine and all that. But all they've been talking about nonstop is abortion. All they talk about is abortion.
Because they're demonic.
That's it. That's the
demonic.
only thing.
These
I
are
can't
jealous
count
old
how
women.
many times they talked about reproductive rights, like as if that is the number one pressing issue that we need to address.
There have been more abortions than ever before. Trust me, people can figure out how to get an abortion. They can't figure out how to buy a house. They can't figure out how to buy a decent car. They're always struggling to pay their bills. That's what people in this country are really worried about.
Yeah.
And this administration is not going to figure it out. I'm sorry. And if you're voting for Kamala, you really need to have your head examined. I'm sorry.
You need to take a look. Take a look in the mirror.
I mean, if you need to know what Make America Great Again means, it means home ownership. There was a time where you can go buy a house, okay? It means home ownership. It means being able to get a job and being able to support your family. It means maybe the mother could stay home with the kids. Do you know how many women I know who are career women and they're the most miserable people? They're so jealous. They're so miserable and jealous, and all they do is put down stay-at-home mothers. But wait a minute, isn't this what you wanted? Didn't you want to have the career? Didn't you want to go to work all the time? So why are you dissing a woman that stays at home?
Nothing wrong with staying at home. You stayed at home.
Yes, I stayed at home.
And you did a great job.
But listen, I was working at a hedge fund when I got pregnant with you.
It's true.
Okay?
And an actress.
Yes. It's like I was like doing it all. I was never home. I had all these hopes
Doing it
and
all.
dreams.
Put it on a t-shirt.
Then I got pregnant, right? I could have easily said, oh, this isn't part of my plan. No, it's like I have a responsibility. I have a baby now. So what did I do? I watched this old lady kick the crap out of a baby on Channel 2 News. And that's when I called your father at work. I said, there's no way that I'm leaving my baby with a stranger, at least until they can talk.
Yeah.
You know, like I just felt like as a little baby, unless you know the person, unless it's like a grandparent or somebody you can really trust, like an auntie, you can't just leave your kid, even with the nicest looking old lady.
Yeah, because then they get snap.
People don't even have a choice nowadays. Like now, people are like, no, both people have to work. They have to.
Well, when milk is $10 a gallon, you kind of have to.
And that's what people in this country are worried about. That's what Generation Z is worried about. So stop it with the BS abortions.
Yeah.
Stop it with the you're the answer when you're offering nothing new. Just stop already, okay? They're a demonic group of people. I can't take it. I really can't.
No, I mean, you're 100%
I'm sorry,
right.
Trump all the way. Trump all the way.
Wow, lock it in. You heard it here.
Lock it in. And I heard that Robert F. Kennedy Jr., may join forces with Trump.
Yes,
that's how badly he wants to save the country.
It's true. He's like, listen, we need to unite because we cannot have this be the answer.
We
can't
don't want
move down
demons
this.
in charge of the government anymore.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Because how about when they try to drag the pharmaceutical companies when they're the biggest supporter of the pharmaceutical companies?
Nobody supports them more.
These people talk out of both sides of their mouth all the time.
Well, and that's exactly what I said. You can't figure it out because one minute they say how we need to do X, Y, and Z to improve, having the ability to get a home, buy a home. And then Obama comes out and it's like the economy's never been better.
It's never been better.
This is the best economy you've had ever, thanks to Joe Biden.
Do you know
my friend? I'm proud that Joe is my friend. Even though I stuck Joe in the ground about 3 weeks ago, he's my friend.
Rest in peace, Joe.
Rest in peace, Joe, is for real. That was a funeral session on Monday.
Michelle Obama, I have to say, she is very charismatic, right? So she's giving the speech and I'm watching it, but then she said something that shocked me a little bit. She's talking about how the parents, they didn't feel comfortable getting ahead while other people are drowning. I'm like, that's a very odd term to use when your cook drowns right next to your mansion on Martha's Vineyard not that long ago. I was like, Michelle, is that a secret message?
Well, it was so funny. I was listening to that guy that Dad likes on 710. Who's the late guy?
Kelly.
Jesse Kelly. And Jesse Kelly said, and this was literally like an hour ago before we came. And you had Michelle, and she was talking about, the same thing. Some people feel uncomfortable about, having success when other people are drowning, how they want to bring other people up.
Like the chef.
And Jesse Kelly goes, it's very powerful when that comes to a great leader with 10 different houses in 10 different states.
I know.
And giant properties with giant walls around it. It's like, you tell them, Michelle, about how we need to unite and all be the same. From your 10 houses in 10 different states. And it's really disgusting, but that's the Democrat way.
They talk out of both sides of their mouth, and I'm tired of it.
That's the Democrat way.
The only one who was a little bit honest was Bernie, when he was like, we need to get rid of all the money coming out of the corporations going into these elections. And then I think I saw a hook come and yank him right off the stage. And we'll see the next time Bernie will be in the gloves again.
Yeah, Bernie will be in that jacket.
In the corner at the next inauguration.
Poor
Maybe, unless Trump wins. Let's see.
I say Bernie goes, though.
You think Bernie's going to quit?
Yeah, no, he went to Trump's inauguration, and that's when they took the picture with the mittens.
Yeah, no, that was Joe Biden, where he was sitting in the coat with the mittens.
No, I think that was 2016.
He didn't have a mask. He didn't have a mask in 2016.
Oh, you're right.
He didn't have a mask in 2016. Come on.
You're right. No, he did.
Yeah,
did
he had the
Trump's?
And he had the
I don't think he was even relevant then. They pushed him to the side so many times.
Well, they have been fixing the primaries for years, and now they're stuck with Kamala. Kamala.
Hold on, stay off that pot. Stay off that pot. Or you're gonna be starting talking like that. Make sure we stay off the pot.
This is what happens.
That's a promo. Real quick. Promo. Don't do pot.
Don't do pot. And I stopped in my 20s when I was young, before I had, so look,
thank God.
Not good.
Yeah, but no, listen, Kamala. I mean, and sticking with the Kamala, I have to ask you, because we've as this kind of progressed and we've seen her campaign really develop, and now Tim Walz being the pick, you got to think, like, have the Democrats kind of embraced a full-on socialist communist window where they're just like, we're just going to go for it kind of
they have to be,
because that's kind of that's the picture that I'm seeing.
Listen, how could you vote for anybody who put in a vaccine mandate? How?
Oh, wow, going back to the vaccine.
Let me put it to you this way. Think about it. Do you know how many people have gotten sick from this vaccine? Do you know how many people lost their jobs who were strong-armed? If my body, my choice, unless I don't want to get a vaccine, right? So if you're a cop, if you're a public servant, if you worked in the medical, then the Biden administration even took small businesses to court because they tried to mandate private companies forcing the vaccine. And listen, Kamala, you're not my mamala. You can't tell me what to do. If I don't want a vaccine, I'm not getting one. That's why I moved to Florida. Where freedom is.
Put it on a T-shirt. Another T-shirt clip. Kamala, you're not my mamala. They should sell that at the Trump rallies.
You're not my mamala.
There it is.
I don't even like my parents telling me what to do, okay? I'm going to have the government telling me I have to get a vaccine if I don't want one?
Well,
that's BS. Trump should be winning by 90%.
And
just because as a country, we should say we don't want people losing their jobs and their houses and their livelihood unless they get a vaccine. We don't support that, okay? I'm sorry. I'm very passionate about it. I mean, you saw the comment last week when it was like, we had to do it or we would have lost our job.
I know.
Well,
I mean, Kamala, she just said the other day that she would like strip your patent away and take your company away if you don't follow the mandates.
Oh my gosh, when I saw that, I said,
she's like, I'll just take your company.
Listen, I know
don't care. I'll just take it.
The angel on top of the tree is okay because it's Christian. So
no, she'll take that. She'll take that too. She'll take that too. It's got more up. She would be like, oh, Christian companies, I'm taking. Look at my pillow. Look at Mike Lindell on my pillow. My pillow, the most comfiest pillow in the world, the best pillow. I don't give a shit about your pillow. You're going to the slum to Newsmax. That's where you're going. You can't advertise anywhere else. It's like unbelievable. Poor Mike Lindell lost everything. He lost everything. You should see him now. He looks like he's on the pot. He comes on the screen and his hair is all long over his eyes, and he's like, I'm Mike Lindell. You better go and buy my pot. I'll throw in a free pair of sheets. He never sold sheets. He's selling everything now because he's so desperate.
He's suffering.
He's probably knitting those sheets in his basement. He's like, I need something. Free sheets. And if you don't like my pillow, you can keep the sheets. I don't want your sheets.
They ruined that guy.
He is just this whole company went into him.
She said it.
She has the will. I'll take your company away.
I have the will to do it to these people.
I'll take your company, right? I'll take your company from you.
This is who people are like, yeah, America, freedom. Let's vote in somebody who's going to steal people's patents. Yeah. Who's going to force people to get mandates. Just for those things alone, Trump should be leading in the polls 90%. Honestly.
And let me tell you, too.
I don't know who the hell could vote for this wackadoo.
And Tim Walz. Let me just say something about Tim Walz. Tim Walz got married on the same day as what's it called in that Chinese
Tiananmen Square.
Tiananmen Square. He got married on the same day in Tiananmen Square. Tim Walz travels 30 times a year. 30 times a year, right? Think about the amount of times you travel as an average American. He travels 30 times a year to China.
Wait, is it 30 times in his whole lifetime?
No, not in his whole lifetime. I think it's like 30 times a year.
I think he traveled there 30 times.
In his lifetime?
Yes. I mean, Carlos, that's a big trip to China.
Listen, but he's got private jets, so he can do whatever he wants.
Really?
I think so, yeah. He's pretty sure he's got a private jet.
All I know is that he's been to China too many times. That's a little sus. Yeah. Nobody goes to China 30 times.
Tim Walz, for lack of a better term, children cover your ears. Tim Walz is an asshole. Tim Walz, just straight up, for lack of a better term, Tim Walz is an asshole.
Listen, Carlos, some people's socialism is another person's neighborliness.
Yeah, I know. When I heard that quote, I almost vomited.
Oh my gosh.
I almost threw up.
Well, you know what? The people who are living drunk in Connecticut, they all know about the neighborliness. They all know. Oh, you got to show it. Your movie, show number 8. Show this.
Oh,
right?
Here we go. Okay, let's get this breakdown.
I have friends in Connecticut who I love very much. That's why I speak the truth about what's going on in Connecticut. Okay?
So what do we got here?
Somebody has to say what does not want to be said. All right?
Okay.
So in Connecticut, everybody's electric bill went up like $200.
Oh, yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Everybody's electric bill went up like $200.
30 times lifetime. Thank you, press. Appreciate you. That's what I'm talking about.
All right, hold on. Your booey's going to get it. So look
here we go.
Look at this.
Let's take a look. Break it down.
You pay for your supplies $200 of electric that you're using, $85 for transmission, $211 for delivery, $210 for public benefits.
So what is public benefits? Break that down for us.
To support every program, energy programs. That's just charity. Charity that you don't even want to give. Like, you may not even have it to give because you need to go to Coastal. You need that $200 for the liquor store.
Yeah,
I
mean, come on, guys.
You can't afford $200 to not be paying for somebody else's electricity.
That's in the budget.
BS. You went from bottled wine to boxed wine this month, honey. I mean, it's terrible.
And you know those energy prices are outrageous. And now going into the winter,
and now
good luck.
So imagine your energy bill should be $500 and now it's over $700 because the state of Connecticut said, one person's socialism is another person's neighborliness.
Well,
okay?
I mean, and really, when you think about it too, it goes back to what we were saying about the young people.
Yeah.
I don't know one young person who's living on their own that could afford to not only pay their electric bill, but pay some of somebody else's.
Well, that's the penalty
I don't know
contributing.
Anybody who could do that. I don't know one person that is living on their own, paying their own bills, and having and saying, I'm going to take more of your money so it could go to somebody else.
And keep voting blue. Keep voting blue. Keep voting for this. Keep voting for this, okay? And then don't cry to me, Connecticut, because that's only the beginning. That's only the beginning. Soon you're gonna have a grocery bill. And the grocery bill.
And you gotta donate a little extra.
Where it's gonna be like, sorry, this charge is, to help someone else eat. Right. This charge is to help. And believe me, I'm all for charity. And I'm all for helping out people.
Well, listen, you
but
give every year.
You can't strong arm people into giving money when they don't have it. It's wrong.
No, it's 100%.
It's totally wrong. And that is completely un-American.
Yeah.
But vote for Kamala and there'll be more coming. There'll be more coming.
It's true.
And then now the alcoholism will spread from Connecticut and go throughout the United States.
I know.
Where people are just depressed.
And it just amazes me, too, that people just can't admit when they're wrong.
They never want to admit when they're wrong.
Even, and I want to show this clip, too, with the, I don't know who it was in Canada. It was a Canadian spokesperson. And she's talking about how, she sees the disgusting and the discriminatory behavior that it is against people who just didn't feel comfortable getting the vaccine. So let's go to that. Let's go to that clip. I think it's 3. Yeah. Let's see.
Community that faced the most restrictions on their freedoms in the last year were those who made a choice not to be vaccinated. I don't think I've ever experienced a situation in my lifetime where a person was fired from their job, or not allowed to watch their kids play hockey, or not allowed to go visit a loved one in long-term care or hospital, or not allowed to go get on a plane to either go across the country to see family or even travel across the border. So they have been the most discriminated against group that I've ever witnessed in my lifetime. That's a pretty extreme level of discrimination that we have seen. I don't take away any of the discrimination that I've seen in those other groups that you mentioned, but this has been an extraordinary time in the last year in particular. And I want people to know that I find that unacceptable, that we are not going to create a segregated society on the basis of a medical choice.
See that?
It's horrible.
It is.
It's horrible.
I'm demanding respiration.
Listen, I had a friend who worked in New Jersey, and she got fired from her job because she refused to get the vaccine, a job that she really loved. Like, that is disgusting. And if you could be behind that, you need to get your head examined.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We cannot live in a country where your freedoms are taken away and you're forced to get medical. And then, you know what?
It was even worse. It was even worse in Canada.
They let in all those migrants. They weren't vaccinated. Think about it.
Nobody knows what they even have, though.
Come on.
They may not even have any vaccine.
Identity.
They may not even know any they don't have any vaccine, probably.
How come you need to have an ID to get into the DNC, but you don't need an ID to come into this country or to vote?
Or to vote.
How ridiculous is that? Come on, people, wake up.
You need an ID to go into a bar.
Yeah.
You need an ID. You need an ID to do anything. To do anything. And the fact that they could say, "Oh, you shouldn't need an ID to vote," is outrageous. That's an American right. You don't have that everywhere else. There's a lot of countries where you don't have that. That is an American privilege.
Yeah.
It is a privilege to be a United States citizen, to be able to vote for something that you don't feel, or vote against something like that. That's a privilege. And for you to say that it's okay for you to not have an ID, to not be a citizen, to not be an American through and through, and be able to go and vote is just crazy town. That's craziness to me. I don't know. I don't understand the concept. Somebody break it down.
Well, you know why? Because they're trying to get voters.
Okay.
They're trying to replace the new voters. So many people got an abortion that they don't have enough people to vote for them anymore. Yeah. So they replace them with other people from around the world. I'm sorry, but it's true. Start using your heads, okay? They're telling Americans to get an abortion, but then you have people coming into the country illegally.
That's probably why they're pushing it so much, because they're bringing in so many illegals. They don't want Americans.
Because we need to replace our population.
They don't want Americans.
It's so demonic. It's so demonic. And then the things that we do to the other countries with our needless wars, we go in there and we mess things up with our needless wars, and we torment people. And then we leave behind, like $85 billion worth of weapons? Oh my gosh, look at this since 9/11.
That's the worst pull-out That's the worst pull-out of all time. I mean, talk about how not to do it. Yeah, I mean, that was the worst withdrawal I've ever seen, ever.
So let's show you another example of this wonderful foreign policy and the way that this administration managed wars. And number two, let's see what we left behind in Afghanistan that we were fighting since 2001 that we went in there.
Let's go see. Nope. Wait till you see the choppers fly. That's my favorite part. Is when the choppers fly.
They just had this great. I'm sure you don't know about it.
But this is Australian news. This is Scotland's Australia.
Look at that! Oh my God!
That's our stuff. That's our shit.
$85 billion. Okay, but you.
Think about all you people that won't even let your friend drive your car home when you're drunk, and then you see your shit get flown over. That's your stuff. That you paid for that stuff. That's American tax dollar. You paid for that, and they're using it. They're flying it over because Biden said, "Fuck it, we're gonna leave it over there."
Just leave it there.
That's your stuff. Wake up. That's yours.
85 billion, but you need to pay $200 for somebody else's electric every month, right? We have no money in this country. We're broke. But we'll just leave $85 billion worth of equipment in Afghanistan.
Yep.
To our enemy. To the Taliban,
Yeah.
who's our enemy. Like, it's
Who hate
disgusting.
us.
This is the administration that the DNC's, woohoo, let's party.
This is what we need.
Yeah.
Hope.
Oh, my gosh.
They almost
give me a
They almost
break.
did a vintage Hope and Change last night.
Oh,
It was
please.
like on the tip of his tongue. It was like almost a vintage Hope and
Carlos,
Change. I was like, oh, there
if I
it is.
would've
It's
heard
here.
that-
It's
well, I
back.
think I fell asleep.
It's back. You fell asleep
I
midway
totally
through.
fell asleep. I
Midway
couldn't
through
even-
his speech, yeah, you did pass. I don't blame you though. I had to walk away. I think towards the end, I was like, I'm over it.
Well, you know what got me crazy too was when Michelle had to do something.
Yeah, do something,
I'm like,
yeah.
you're in charge. Do something. Yes, do something. You're in charge.
That is, yeah,
How
I
about
love
you
that.
do something?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it, Michelle. You're running the show.
Something. I mean, I think they're asking you to do something.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I can't take it.
You're in
Wake
charge.
up.
You're in charge now.
Oh.
You have the power to do something.
I
You're
know.
in right now.
Yes, we agree. Do something. When they were saying do something, I'm like, yes, you can do something. You're actually in charge.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
these
it's
people
true.
are ridiculous. But no, rest in peace, Joe. He's not doing anything. We
Rest
don't
in
even
peace,
know
Joe.
who's really in charge. It's like, it's just awful what's going on in our country, and we have to stop it. I really hope and pray that RFK joins forces with Donald Trump.
Well, he's speaking on
because-
Friday in Phoenix, right before Trump.
Really?
Supposedly. Trump is speaking in Arizona as well on Friday, and he's speaking 11 o'clock Pacific time, so 2 o'clock Eastern time. RFK.
Let me tell you, RFK will go after those pharmaceutical companies like a pit bull.
Everybody's saying
Ooh,
RFK is going to be Attorney
man.
General.
Attorney General,
They
like
said
the
that they
father.
said Trump should be make RFK Attorney General. Put him in the cabinet. Let's go.
Well, I want him in the cab. Well, you know,
Because
maybe he'll go after
he would
that.
be the guy that
Oh,
would be like,
God,
let's dance.
please,
Like,
our
I don't
Father
care.
in heaven, please
That's
let
the
this
pick.
happen. Let's get our country back, man.
Yeah, RFK.
Oh my gosh, RFK. A real Democrat that the Democrats wouldn't even let run.
Listen, say
they
what-
tried to keep him off the ballot. How could you vote for this corruption? They're like, oh, Trump will destroy democracy. Didn't they destroy your primary?
Yeah,
right
the only
in
thing
your
RFK
face?
destroyed is a bear on the road. That's the only thing. All right, he killed that bear. But listen, who cares? We'll tell you that bear made the ultimate sacrifice for the future of this country. That's an American hero. That bear. Be happy with that.
That is so funny.
But yeah,
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
it really is just crazy. And talk about crazy, because I know there's another thing, and you get a kick out of this more than I do.
Okay, tell
you
me,
love
tell
this.
me. What did I just tell me?
Because you sent this to me actually, and,
Oh,
and you
gosh,
wanted to
what
talk
did I
about
send
it.
you? I don't
the,
even remember
the
half the
UFOs over California.
Oh, the UFO. Let me tell you something. That's
The
why we have it in the
UFOs over
opening.
California.
Because who doesn't believe that they're really UFOs? Come on. Who is sitting at home and saying that's a bunch of malarkey? There are no UFOs.
No,
they're completely unidentified flying objects going everywhere.
Well, so we have the video for you guys.
You tell me what you think.
You guys look at the video. The video is very questionable, but you guys look at the video. Let's go to that video.
It's number 5.
Number 5, video 5. Let's take a look. You guys get to see this.
Oh my gosh! So look at that.
This is the UFO in California.
Oh, you see this?
And
Holy shit!
What is happening?
I saw this video. You sent me this one. And you were like,
yeah.
What is
that? You don't even think, I mean, come on.
That's not a UFO. I love the scary music too in the background. It's just like,
what? Why isn't my phone focusing? What is happening right now?
You think they'll have your booby?
Where are you
Hey,
going?
do me a favor,
It's
make
landing.
it look like there's a UFO over here. Hey, make it look like there's a UFO. No.
Your boy, did you have anything to do with this video? Is this something you need to tell us before we get this going?
Like just do multiple UFOs that they all have it look the same.
Yeah. Listen, the whole.
Come on.
That's that's not alien stuff.
What is that?
They said it was like some police thing, I think.
In the sky? You think the cops
there's like a police drone show or something like that.
I don't know.
Afghanis but I mean, yeah, might as well. We should give the Afghanis that. Imagine if we flew that over there, what they would do. They would be crazy. It would be wild. It would be, what are we doing? It would be going crazy. But the whole UFO thing, I mean, listen, like I'm a firm believer in the aliens. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It's too not that there's too many sightings. It doesn't make sense. I mean, they name a different galaxy once a week. They're like, the universe got bigger. That we found this new galaxy. You're telling me all those planets, all those galaxies, and the humans are the only intelligent life form? It's mathematically like impossible.
You think
like it's there has to be other life out there. Now, did the other life find us here? It may be. I mean, there's questions that Nibs, the dog, is one walking amongst us.
Gabriel swore that he was high.
Yeah, so he could be an alien too. But I mean, listen, I definitely think that there's aliens out there. Those videos are questionable, but there's definitely something out there for sure.
Well, all I know is that's why we put it in the opening, because there's a lot of questions out there that have yet to be answered.
There's a lot of questions. Absolutely. I mean, they have to exist. Mathematically, they have to.
I think so. But I saw that. I was like, oh, gosh, we need to put it on the show. People need to be aware of what's going on.
Yeah, I know.
Because they're keeping everything from us.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. The UFOs over Phoenix. You remember that? The UFOs over Phoenix video back in the day? Yeah, that was big.
I mean, I heard that there are UFOs right here in Pensacola on the Gulf Breeze.
What are you talking about?
Yes, that's what I heard. That in Gulf Breeze, they have like a UFO club, and that there used to be multiple UFO sightings.
Well, I mean, the best person to ask would probably be our neighbor. He's got like the Hubble telescope that he sets up on his front lawn every night. Every time it's like clear skies, he walks out there with this giant telescope and he sets it down, and I see him like late at night looking in the Hubble. I'm like, what are you doing out here, bro? Like, it's like late.
You should take a look one day. You should say, hey, let me have a look in that telescope.
Yeah, and then he'd probably show me like the corpse of somebody on the moon or something like that. And like, oh, hey. So, oh man, what else we got here? Let's see. Yeah, I know. Here we go. Here's something good I wanted to get you. So, now you're a New Yorker.
Yes.
You're a New Yorker. Native New Yorker. Born
there. You're a native New Yorker.
I'm a native New Yorker too. I'm a native New Yorker too. But you grew up in the city.
Yes.
You're
LES baby. Boop boop. That was a big haul of the LES.
Wait. What?
Boop boop.
That was not the native call.
Everybody, you would go like to somebody's house. Boop boop, and that would be.
That's like what the Mohegans make in the casino.
Well,
like when they rob somebody.
New Yorkers, okay. I'm serious.
That's not the call. You definitely got that from
I didn't get that from anything. That is what people used to do on the Lower East Side in the 1980s and 90s.
That sounded like a tribal call right there.
Oh my gosh, Carlos, whatever. Okay.
That's what that sounded like.
I didn't grow up in Connecticut. I grew up in the Lower East Side.
That seemed a little tribal.
It wasn't tribal. That was just the call.
Do it again. Let me hear it one more time.
Boop boop. Listen, somebody from the LES who's watching this, please vouch for me. Boop boop. Everybody knows it's true. Please, somebody go in the chat and vouch for me that was the call. You would go like in a hallway if you were waiting for someone.
False. In the hallway of what, school?
In the building, in the apartment buildings. Listen, when you called somebody, you didn't use the telephone. We didn't have cell phones.
Hold on. You went out and stuck your head out the window. Boop, boop. Out the window, and they called back. Boop, 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 boop. What is that, a bird call? What the hell? What are you talking? Oh, we didn't have phones, so we stuck our heads on.
Okay, you know it's true.
What the hell is that? That's
it would
not
be
true.
somebody
That's
at the bottom.
crap.
You never did it from your kitchen window. It was somebody on the street. Listen,
so
Carlos.
somebody on the street called, boop, boop, and that's what. So that's probably why you guys have such a rival with the pigeons, because he took their call. You guys hate the New Yorkers hate the pigeons in the city because you guys stole their shit.
Let's say you want to go
stolen land.
Down. It was called you want to go down, right? But you don't want your mother to know who you're going to hang out with. So they would have to go boo boo, and then you would hear that and be like, "Mom, can I go down?" Because that was the expression, "Can I go down?" And then you would go down in the building and go hang out with your homies and your friends and stuff. It's true, okay?
All right. Well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna have to reach out to some native New Yorkers and get some confirmation on that.
Elias, come back me up. You know it's true.
All right. So staying on the New York topic.
Okay, yes, we're in New York.
Now, you've been very outspoken about how the city has gone downhill, and it's not the same as Avalon in the 90s.
Oh, Avalon, beautiful.
Now, the city was the best.
Yeah.
So, a big event is coming up in November.
Coming up?
So, the great Iron Mike Tyson, the legend, is coming out of retirement. 54 years old,
yes,
I think.
Yes.
So Iron Mike is old. He's an older guy.
Yeah.
And now he's fighting Jake Paul. And Jake Paul is he's a YouTuber star, TikTok guy. He's very popular, and he's taken up boxing over the last I don't know, how long has it been? I mean, I think his first fight was against Nate Robinson. I think that was in 2019. So it's been 6 years now. Over the course of the last 5-6 years, he's been fighting, and he's growing. And so he's fighting Mike Tyson. Mm-hmm. Mike Tyson is saying, all these guys, can't knock this dude out. So I'm going to come out of retirement, my old ass, and I'm going to come kick his ass. Right? And this is going to be on Netflix. Here we go. Perfect. So we have it. This is going to be a Netflix event. So Netflix is debuting their sports. And if you have a Netflix subscription, you're going to be able to watch this fight. I think it's on November 15th. It was actually rescheduled. It was supposed to be the weekend of your show, or the weekend after your, not your movie, you're in New York.
Oh, okay.
It was supposed to be around that time, and then it got rescheduled. It got pushed back because Iron Mike had some heart complications from traveling.
Oh gosh, if he had heart,
now he's coming. So he's gonna fight in November, and so anyway, they had their press conference.
Okay.
And they had their press conference in Harlem, and Jake Paul is a very avid Trump guy.
Oh,
he is.
But Mike Tyson's for Trump.
Mike Tyson's Trump too.
Mike Tyson loves Trump.
But anyway, so everybody hates Jake Paul, not only because of Trump, but they really hate him because he's a YouTuber trying to box. Mm-hmm. And they're like, you don't have, you're not a boxer, you're a YouTuber, blah, blah, blah. This has kind of been a debate for a long time. So anyway, they have their press conference, and the guy asked Jake Paul, why are you doing this? Like, why are you fighting? Like, what you're so rich now, like you have millions of dollars. What's your problem? Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh, I'm going after my dreams. I want to be the boxer, blah, blah, blah. And they start booing him. The whole arena just piles on the booze. So he loses it and just gives it to him. We got to go to the clip. What's the,
let's watch this.
I think it's clip, what clip is it? One?
I don't know.
Did we write it down by any chance?
No, that's the one, that's the only clip I don't think I saw.
Might be clip 10. It might be the towards the end clip. Let's see.
Are you sure you sent it?
Oh, no, I sent it.
Okay.
I sent it to him. Yeah. How many clips do we have over there, you buoy? Yeah, that's it. Yep, there we go. Yep, that's it. So let's say, clip 7 here.
You got money, you have fame, you've knocked out folks already. What would possess you to fight the most vicious man in the world?
Making history. This is what it's all about for me, man. I'm a kid from Ohio. Hey, New York, shut the up, New York. Hey, for yourself. New York.
So they're just piling it on.
You're just like Mike Tyson. You were good 20 years ago. You, New York.
He's right.
Giving it to him. Giving it to him. He's like, you guys were good 20 years ago.
He's
fuck you.
100% right. Because when I was in New York, I was being chased by rats. It was pot everywhere. It smelled
so you agree with Jake Paul?
I totally agree with Jake Paul, man. Stop voting blue. Wake up, New York. Let's make New York great again.
You were good 20 years ago. 20 years ago.
Oh, my gosh. It was, let me tell you, when in the 90s, back in 1994, it was like Avalon.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, when I tell you, and the Yankees were winning, the Rangers were winning, the Devils were winning, The Giants were winning. I mean, everybody in New York, it was like a love affair. And the city was so clean.
Knicks still couldn't win.
And it was affordable still. Like, you could still live there and not be a multimillionaire. And it was so good. And you know who it was? Freaking Giuliani. They dragged him to the mud. Best mayor ever, America's mayor. And now he's America's clown, right? The media just ripped him a new one.
But even when you talk to New Yorkers, they all still say Giuliani was the best.
Yeah.
I don't know many New Yorkers that were like, oh, we hated Giuliani. Like, everybody's like, yeah, Giuliani was the best mayor. Like, he just did a great job.
Yeah,
and
New York
the city was the
so
best.
Wonderful. But,
like, nobody could argue with that.
And you know what? That's how I became a Republican.
Yeah.
Because what happened was that I grew up on the Lower East Side, and we always had a Democrat mayor, and it was always a mess, and there was crack, and it was just really bad. And then I remember I moved to the Upper East Side, and then I see, Giuliani becomes mayor. And all of a sudden, and I wasn't happy about the fact that he would crack down in the parks, because I used to hang out in the streets. I have to admit, like, I'd be in the streets with my friends, we'd be drinking and smoking.
Right, you were, you know.
And he would have the police come and clean out the whole park. And I'll never forget this cop. He comes up to me one day and goes, "Is that underage drinking right before my very eyes?"
No, not
and this
underage
was me.
drinking.
Like, he can't be talking to me. Is that underage drinking right before my
What's in that cup, ma'am?
And I was just like, and I just like so dumb. And he left me alone. Thank God he left me alone. But I have to say, even though I was mad, New York starts getting clean. It's safe. And I remember one day I'm walking and I go, if this is what a Republican is, then I'm a Republican, because I like the city so much better like this. Honestly.
The city was great.
It was safer. It was cleaner. And there were so many job opportunities, because under Dinkins, a lot of companies were leaving.
Yeah.
They were moving down south. Like, it was hard to find a job. I could get pissed off at lunch, go find another job the same afternoon. I'm not even kidding you. That's how good it was in New York back then. Yeah. Just so many opportunities. Like, I loved the 90s. Loved it.
And then they were like, you're out of here, because it was so good.
Well, no, what happened was that once we had you, we moved to Connecticut.
No, yeah, I know you. And I'm saying, like, the New Yorkers, like, instead of, you know.
Oh, well, they elected Bloomberg, who's a complete prick, who privatized the whole sanitation, which, God forbid,
that was the start. That was the start. When they privatized the sanitation, that was the start.
Yeah, that Mayor de Blasio was
de Blasio was the worst ever.
He ruined
all
New
time.
York.
And that's non-debatable.
I have to say, though, I kind of had faith in Eric Adams, and I feel like Eric Adams, every time he tried to stand up to the White House, he would have an FBI raid.
Eric Adams is pigeonholed. He's pigeonholed.
Oh,
that's what it is. He can't do anything, because they'll bury him. So every time he tries to do something different, they're like, "Fuck you, Eric."
Every time, then something else gets raided by the FBI.
That's what happens.
So don't tell me that there's not a deep state running things, and they're even screwing Eric Adams. Yeah. And that's not right. They're hurting New York so much.
No, it's
really
true.
sad.
New York
really
is struggling.
And this guy's right. You know, maybe Giuliani's son will run one day.
Imagine, that would be great.
I think that would be great.
They'll never let him win, though.
I don't know.
It'll be election stolen.
MAGA stolen.
Yeah, it'll be something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's really too bad about, you know, New York not being the same that it is. But what are you gonna do? Hopefully they'll learn. It seems like they need a couple punches in the mouth before they figured it out. I mean, look, before Giuliani, you had Dinkins, you had Koch.
Mayor Koch.
Like they need a couple punches in the mouth, and then they're like, "Oh, maybe we should change it up."
It took them like 30 years.
It's
so we still have probably another 6 or 7 years.
We got a couple more mayors, maybe.
But I think it started with like Mayor Lindsay.
Yeah,
where they were maybe. I don't know.
New Yorkers need to get punched in the mouth a couple times, and then they'll figure it out.
And then then
it turns around.
But you know, living in Pensacola, I have to say, it's so wonderful, and I love living here.
Yes.
However, I have a question for our viewers.
Oh, okay, all right. Let's hear this question.
So now that I live here, I'm so inspired to look after my health. And I go to World Gym.
Inspired.
I love World Gym. It's fantastic.
Shout out World Gym.
Love World Gym. So I go on Monday and I'm doing my workout because I do 30 minutes cardio. Then I do like an hour weightlifting, thanks to Luke Ritchie, who taught me the importance of lifting weights.
Oh, wow. Little plug for Luke Ritchie there.
Yeah, Luke Ritchie, great trainer. So, you know, I lift the weights. I'm trying to, you know. So there's one guy on the machine. So I start my weight training and he's on the machine. So I'm like, oh, I'll leave him alone. I'll go do a couple other things. I'm sure he'll be off.
Right.
I come back. He's on the cell phone. All right, let me go do another couple of machines. I'll come back. He's still on the cell phone. Let me go do a few more machines. I come back. He's still on the cell phone using the machine.
You're kidding me.
And it was literally an hour. What is the proper gym etiquette to say, get the F off your cell phone
and get off the machine?
Get off the machine. Like, what proper gym etiquette? Because this guy looked kind of tough. So I was like,
Was he tough?
I don't know if I want to go and pick a fight with him.
Well, maybe he was, snapping a couple pictures in the mirror. Was it like the machine in front of the mirror or something like that?
It was in front of the mirror.
Yeah, so
but he didn't look that good. He looked tough, but he didn't look that good.
No,
like that he would be
it's like,
pictures.
what are you sending?
Yeah, it wasn't. I
So
don't know
it's just an asshole.
Yeah, kind of. So what is the proper gym etiquette? Like, how do you handle somebody hogging up a machine for an hour?
Get up.
I go over and just
I feel like you might have to just go over there and just be like, get your ass out of this.
Does anybody have an answer in the chat? Like, how would they handle it?
I don't see. I'm looking. I don't think anybody has any answers in the
chat.
Chat. What, do you have any ideas on how you handle that? I mean, I think you kind of just have to be like, excuse me, sir, like I need to use this machine.
All right.
I think that might be the only way. I mean, we could ask TikTok.
I mean, I have to say, I was kind of like, what do I do with this situation?
Right.
Like, it's been an hour. So you know what I did?
What'd you do?
I used it today.
You went back.
I didn't use it Monday. I went back today.
I'll use it a different day. It's all right. We don't need to work that out today. It's not that big of a deal.
So that was one question that I had for our viewers.
Yeah,
so
no, I mean that's a good question. That's a tough situation because you don't want to be that guy that's like you need to get up right now, but it's you won't need to use that machine.
Exactly, and I
get it. You don't want to be an ass.
Who wants to be the Karen at the gym?
Yeah.
You know.
No, I agree with you. I get where you're coming from, but I think it's sometimes you just need to be like get the F up, bro. Like let's go. It's my turn.
Yeah,
it's been.
I did that once with somebody I knew. That I was like, all right,
it's been an hour. Like I need to get in here.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Well, you were like, I know you don't like to work in with people.
I wasn't working in with this guy because I would have been like, let's work it. Spray the whole thing. It would have been so insulting.
It would have been bad.
So I was like, it's better if I just stay away.
It would have been bad. No, I agree with you. That was the right decision. I mean, what are you gonna do? It's a tough situation, but well, hopefully we'll get some answers from chat, and we'll get it. We'll go to TikTok. TikTok, we're asking you guys. Let's see, and we'll get some answers and report back. But I mean, we got a big weekend coming up. Very excited. I mean, I don't know how you're pretty excited. Football's back. Football's back. Ladies, buckle in because you're losing your men from this weekend until February. So buckle in. College football is back beginning Saturday at Florida State. Florida State is coming back. They're playing in Ireland against Georgia Tech, opening up at an 11-point favorite. I'm fired up. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. College football is back. Let's go. I'm ready. I cannot get over how excited. It's been such a long from the moment football ended, from the moment Michigan wins the national championship, I'm over the moon. That next weekend, I'm ready for football.
I have to tell you, I never knew how empty my life was. Until I had the Seminoles.
It's an empty feeling.
It's
an empty feeling.
Where have you been? I would root for them in the 90s, like with Charlie Ward, or was that in the early 2000s? But I remember Dion was on there. Like, I always rooted for the Seminoles, much to my cousin's chagrin, because they're the Gators. But I will tell you, my life now, I feel an emptiness when I don't have, like, the Florida Seminoles and the Marching Chiefs and the war chant.
Like, I'm just, like, I've been so sad. Because you're sitting on the couch on Saturday and Sunday, and there's just nothing on. There's nothing on. I'm like losing my mind. But now we've made it. The long journey is over. We're here. We're back Saturday morning at noon Eastern time. We're back. Florida State's back. I cannot wait. Let's go. Let's get it on. Bring it on. I'm fired up. I'm fired up.
Do you have to work or you?
No, I work at 3:30, 4 o'clock.
All right.
3:30.
So maybe you can go to the game. Because I think we're going to probably go to the Seville Quarter.
Yeah.
So if you want to come and say hi
shout
to
out
us,
Seville Quarter.
If you want to come have a fight with us, don't go to the Seville Quarter.
Come watch.
But if you want to come party with us and have fun, come to the Seville Quarter. We're probably going to be there for the FSU.
Yep.
Game.
FSU Georgia Tech.
I'm so excited.
So
I really am
come
so
check
excited.
it out. Come check it out. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome. And then I know we like to do our question segment.
Yes, we all.
Our question segment. It's tough to get on these pages, like to put our answer in. Because they don't like to do the promotion or whatever.
Yeah, they don't want to give us. Yeah, because we tried to do it with the with Jay last week.
It gets tough.
Well, at least we can answer a question.
Yeah, I'm looking for a good question that we could really answer. Let's see here. Let's go. Oh, here's a good question.
Okay,
I wish Dad was here for it. I think he would give a good answer.
Yes.
Looking for accounting advice. as I try to expand my company from Pensacola into New York, trying to figure out how to manage my taxes. What advice can you people give me? That's a tough question.
Well, you know what I did?
You're a tax wizard.
Let me put it to you this way.
You're a tax wizard.
I did the taxes,
what do you got?
and I did the books for years, and I always make sure I pay our taxes. That's one thing. I don't need problems. I used 1-800-ACCOUNTANT, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
They did a great job. So
you use 1-800-ACCOUNTANT.
It's affordable.
I have to be honest, though. I mean, what the hell are you doing trying to expand your business from Pensacola to New York? I think going to New York.
Online.
I think going to New York would be
service.
one of the last places I would want to go to do my business. To be honest with you.
Well, I wouldn't put the address in New York, or you're going to be paying a ton of taxes.
Yeah, exactly. I would just be like, I'm going to keep my stuff here and call it a day.
Accountant. That's what I would do.
All right, so 1-800-ACCOUNTANT. All right, so we'll send you the answer. Maybe I'll have to DM it to you or whatever. But we wanted to answer your question.
I don't know. I personally don't know an accountant here in Pensacola who specializes in tax laws in New York.
Yeah.
But 1-800-ACCOUNTANT can help you because we had that situation. Like we had New York business, and we had Connecticut, and then we left Connecticut, and then it was New York and Florida. And 1-800-ACCOUNTANT did a great job managing that whole transition.
Yes. All right. So perfect. So 1-800-ACCOUNTANT. Shout out 1-800-ACCOUNTANT to handle your tax needs, setting that up. But honestly, in my personal opinion, I wouldn't want to do your business in New York anyway. That's a terrible place to go and do your business.
Well, it depends what they're doing.
Nah, I think I would just keep it away, to be honest with you. But Coach, it's been a great show. Let's check in with Chad here. I want to give some people a shout out for hanging out with us. Presley obviously has been very active in the chat. Shout out Prez. I appreciate you. And Autumn as well. I see you hanging out, Prez's friend Autumn. Kay Lippy, thanks for hanging out. I love you. You're the best. Even though you're putting gators in the chat, which we can't have that. That's annoying. I see Scott Villa. He says, don't go to New York either. See, he's like, don't go do your business in New York.
Oh, gosh.
So that's just the truth. Don't go do your business in New York. Let's see. Nicole Rampola coming in the chat. Nicole, thank you so much for hanging out with us. You're the best. Tiffany, thank you for hanging out with us. You were awesome. Matt Judd, dude, you're the best. And your brother Jake. I know your brother Jake's watching too. He's a huge supporter. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. And watching the show with us. Do you have anything else you want to?
No, let's check the Facebook chat too.
All right, let's check the Facebook chat. Let's see. What do we got here?
A lot of
Tiffany McCutcheon is in Facebook chat, but we don't have many Facebook viewers today.
Really?
Yeah, very very low on the Facebook.
All right.
So maybe
they will mad at us.
We got to push it out, I guess, a little more on Facebook. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today, Coach. You got anything else you want to add? Finish up.
I just want to say, make the right play, please. Tell a friend. Do not support this Democrat Party this year.
Yeah,
all right?
This is not the year that we could do this.
I'm sorry, please. We do not want the demonic national
convention.
I mean, I'm sorry. When you're on a bus giving out free abortions, that's bad.
That's a bad look.
That's really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really get lower than that.
It doesn't help.
So please think about it.
Yeah. Listen, make the right play, guys. Open your eyes. And like we said, we love the feedback. If you guys have feedback, you want to talk to us about it, we'd love to talk to you. So please keep pushing out the show. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Share as many times. Hit the share button. Get it out there to as many people as you can. If you enjoy the show, if you hate the show, be like, look at these two assholes, talking shit. Send it to your friends, and the more views, we appreciate it. So we love you guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.